Yeah, that's what it is. No. Go with your move, crazy girl. You started.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, there I go. Do my thing.
It's Cuckoo for Cocoa.
Yeah, whatever. Shut the. Yeah. You want to record me talking about? Shut the.
I gotta record you for myself.
Yeah, go ahead. This the first thing.
You ain't finna burn it. Then I get your phone. Let me close it first.
The first time.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like
No. Go with your move, crazy girl. You started.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, there I go.
She wanted to be a Russel Wilson. Basically what it is. Heated exchange between Dababy and DaniLeigh continues on social media as the eldest daughter speaks out. Yeah, man, yeah. That is how it goes. I mean, you get pregnant by this dude. And, you've heard about him. He has a track record of his exploits. A track record of all the things he's done wrong. All the things he has put out on Front Street to show that this dude ain't ish about nothing. Okay? Pretty much. Let's continue reading. It was going down at Dababy's crib in the early hours of Monday, and this situation continued to spill over a few hours later. As we previously reported, Dababy first went live as he and DaniLeigh were having an argument. She then took to social media to explain her side of the story and claimed that he told her to leave his home with their daughter. Danny explained that they had been living together since the birth of their daughter. She alleges things got to a serious point early Monday after she had a Plan B pill sent to his condo. You dating a man that has who dates other women, and now you're part of his tribe of baby mamas, and now you're mad that he's dating other women, and you think a Plan B pill is going to stop that. Why didn't you take the Plan B pill and keep yourself from being in this situation? Things went up a notch when she shared the police had been called. She emotionally spoke on Instagram Live and said she was done with their relationship. Mimi, the mother of Dababy's eldest daughter, went live Monday after she and DaniLeigh exchanged a few words hours before. Mimi said, "I don't care. Karma's a bitch. The shoe's on the other foot. Karma's a bitch. If I was intentionally doing something to hurt a motherfucker, karma's a bitch." She also explained that anytime she says something, it's because she's clapping back in a situation. When you start doing love spells on people and start putting ish on people to make them mess with you in a certain way or love you, it backfires, she added. Shortly after the Mimi's live, Dababy hopped on his live to speak about the situation, and to many people's surprise, DaniLeigh wasn't still at the house. He made the effort to convince his followers that DaniLeigh is crazy, and it even went to the lengths of saying that they were never in a relationship. She was just his side chick. All right. Let's see what he got to say on this situation.
Anything baby could possibly have, I go get it. I sit it up at the penthouse down here in the city. But I'm making clear. I'm making
right here.
You go, that's cool. But I'm making clear that I'm making and it's the thing.
Everybody go ahead.
And I'm glad y'all know.
Go ahead.
Here, come here.
You scared?
And I'm glad. No, I'm not scared. Look, and I'm glad she walked out. So as you can see, nobody was put out. And me calling the police. That's like for my safety, because this what I'm dealing with. Like, this a real deal, cuckoo for cocoa. Look. Dang. I don't get everything.
This is who she wanted to be with, man. This is who she wanted to be with. Then she wanted to cry victim. That prompted DaniLeigh to share a series of videos and photos that spanned from 2019 to 2021, as she made an argument that she was not his side chick. How are you going to say you're not his side chick when you just came out and said you're the side chick? She said that if all I am is a side chick, I was blind, in love, and dumb. But hey, used to this man embarrassing me on the internet, all because he's knowing he's wrong. That's your fault. That's your problem. For some time, many people had suspected that Dababy was the father of Danny's baby girl. However, there was no verbal confirmation until this situation. Nonetheless, despite everything that went down, Dababy made sure to share a message about how serious he is when it comes to his fatherhood.
Long story short, you make them kids, deal with what come with it, handle them kids. You got in the bed, lay in it, deal with what come with it. But don't let nobody play with your character, man, and damage your integrity as a father out here. Don't let nobody play real life games. You know what I'm saying? For a fake world. Like that ain't what I do. You know what I mean? I'm an entertainer, I rap, I do what I do. But when it comes to like parents and like, I don't wish to mix the two. Only reason why the world know I got kids because I adore my kids. You get what I'm saying? I can't help but to show somebody my kids. I really love and adore my kids. I'm really that type of father, on and off the internet. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nothing about no kids with me but the internet. That's not the case on the other end. You see what I'm saying? So, long story short, you make that bed, lay in it. You may have to go through this, but stand up in it and go through it and still take care of them kids. I'm gone, love. Right back to work.
I'm going to share something right now. All right. It's there. This is what I want to show. Dababy recalls being molested by a grown woman at age 5. A 9-month-old interviews resurfaced of Dababy saying he was molested as a child when he was just 5 years old. The rapper recalled his experience while having drinks on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast. The recollection unfolded as Dababy and the show's host discussed first-time sexual experiences and losing virginity. Co-host Gigi McGuire shared that she had the same sex experience at age 11 that involved hunching. When the others brushed off her experience as a child's play, McGuire said it was real. Like, we came, then she arrived. She affirmed that she knew it felt good. Around the 2:43 mark, the bop on Broadway star added that he too experienced a loss of innocence at even a younger age, 4 or 5 years old. However, what he goes on to describe as far cry from a loss of innocence, but rather a child sexual assault. To put it mildly, he explained that he and his siblings were latchkey kids and that his brothers occasionally had girls over. And when they had sex, he copied what they were doing. He told the host about an encounter with a 17 or 18-year-old female when he was humping on her leg and licking and It was the 28-year-old rapper's first time sharing the story publicly. That bitch R. Kelly me. Come to think about it, Dababy reflected. Black communities have been hush-hush on child molestation and sexual assault. That's true. The Mute R. Kelly and Me Too movements have been integral into bringing out national awareness to sexual abuse epidemic that plagues Black women, girls. Black boys are objectified and sexualized too. However, it's quite rare that Black men or boys speak on being victims of sexual violence due to cultural stigmas associated with masculinity and stereotypical ideas around sexual couplepence. The National Center for Victims of Crime reportedly that roughly 1 in 20 boys are victims of sexual abuse, according to 1 in 6. A 2005 study by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention found that 16% of males are sexually violated before the age of 18. These statistics are partially because many Black males don't view sexual predatory encounters as the violations they are, and in turn don't tell or report them as crimes, but rather a rite of passage. This is a twisted pathology that keeps Black boys at risk and causes them to be unassuming, silent victims, and this issue needs to be addressed. So what you have here is the fact that you have a man with a stunted growth and a damaged and a stolen childhood. Okay? This is what you have here. And women think that, let me put it this way, all right? I know a man who told me his story that he went through a lot. He was taken from his mother and his siblings as well, and they were put in foster care. All right. And that damaged him. And he was not able, he made a success out of himself, but he was not able to get along well with people. And it took him a special woman in his life to be able to deal with him. All right. Because people like this, all right, they can't give you something they don't have. If a person grew up with this type of background, don't expect them to be a Russel Wilson. Don't expect them to be that family man. That's a one-woman man. You cannot expect a man like that, and he grows up to be, let's say, an R&B singer, getting all the women, and you expect that dude to be faithful to you. He's making women's panties drop like water, like rain on the stage, and you expect him to be faithful to you. You know this man has a bunch of baby mamas, and you expect him to be faithful to you. That is foolish. People like who have been through those situations, you can't expect them to give you something they do not have. You're not gonna be his one and only lady. You're not. That's just facts. You ever saw the movie Antoine Fisher? That man was molested, and it screwed him up. Okay? Very hard time dealing with females. Okay? The baby has a history. Okay? He's been erratic, short-tempered, lose it at times. All this she knew about. And you look at him and the way he talks and acts, he's like a child. There's some parts, yeah, he loves his kids, but to be a one woman man, to be just with you, no. Okay? People like this have been traumatized, and it's very hard for them to actually function well in society. Very hard. With those certain things. It's not going to happen. Case in point, another person, Mike Tyson. He couldn't function at all. He's been through, how many wives does he have? How many ex-wives does he have? How many baby mamas? He was, his innocence was taken as a child, and that screwed him up. Body of a warrior, but the mind of a child. So these women, and then the women want to have a Russel Wilson because Sierra lucked out. That's the thing. All right? She lucked out. A lot of women want that from these dudes. They want a Russel Wilson. They don't want an exact Russel Wilson, but they want the dude that they're with to be a Russel Wilson. It ain't going to happen. She has to just take this L and move on. Welcome to the tribe. Welcome to the baby mama tribe. That's it. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. Do you think a man's how a man's upbringing can affect how they treat a woman, especially with a man with money? Also, there's what was that? The wedding counselor, I think. Not a wedding. I thought it was a wedding counselor. Tyler Perry. That woman thought her marriage was boring, so he ends up cheating with a rich client, and that dude had a traumatized background himself. Mother abandoned him in a crack house. Okay, put her through a whole lot of stuff. At the end, she caught AIDS from that dude. That's what I'm saying. You can't expect these. And she expected that man to love her and to treat her right, but he couldn't because he doesn't have. That's not what he was. That wasn't his upbringing. Same thing with the baby. That wasn't his upbringing. He's seeing sex at 5 years old. He getting molested at 5 years old by a grown woman. So his mentality, he doesn't know how to treat women right. All right, once again, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.